My name is Karine and I'm from Rwanda. I am Kusafiri World Center lead staff. I would like to wish all girl guides from Wales a happy World Thinking Day. I hope you have fantastic celebration.
Hello everyone. It's lovely to be here today and to talk to you about Kusafiri. Kusafiri is the World Centre in the Africa region, but it's slightly different to the other World Centres in that it doesn't have a physical location. And so we're going to tell you a little bit about it first. I've actually been to all of the other World Centres, but it's much more difficult for girls and leaders to be able to go to this particular World Centre. It moves around Africa, and you can see from this map here that the Africa region for WAGs is actually smaller than the African continent. Because of this, it has a more limited area to move around in, but it's still not a static place. So let me tell you 10 facts about Kusafiri and what happens there and how it's originated. It's actually the newest of the WAGs World Centres. It was first run as a pilot project in 2011, so it would be celebrating 10 years this year if an event had taken place or will take place this year, which is not going to happen. The name Kusafiri itself was agreed in October 2015, so we would be celebrating 5 years of this summer. The name is really appropriate because it actually means to journey in Swahili. And that links to the fact that it doesn't have a physical building and events move around various African countries. WAG's Africa region actually has girl guiding and girl scouting in 30 different countries. Most units are attached to schools, and the uniform itself often has a skirt, blouse, and a necktie. So slightly different to our uniform, but still lots of badges like the UK. So far, the events in the area have taken place in a number of countries, usually only one event each year, so much fewer people attend these events compared to the other World Centres. Many of the participants are actually from within Africa because they often have difficulty travelling to the other World Centres, so this gives them that opportunity. As far as I'm aware, no one from Wales has yet attended a Kusafiri event, but we hope someone will before too long. However, we feel it's really important that groups from Wales go to all parts of the world. And we've sent various groups over the years to Africa to work on different projects, especially working with the Book Bus project. And we last sent a group through this project in the summer of 2019 to Zambia. And we're now going to tell you just a little bit about what they got up to when they were there.
Hello, I'm Anna, and I work with girls in all 4 sections of Girlguiding in Breconshire. In 2019, I had an amazing adventure. I went to Africa with a fantastic group of rangers and our lovely leader, Julie. We were heading to join the Book Bus project in Zambia. And Zambia is in southern Africa and is one of the poorest countries in the world, where the majority of people live in small, remote villages, many of which don't have a school. So children often have to walk long distances to go to school in the morning and to go home in the evening. We knew children at the school that we visited who walked 5 miles each way every day. The book bus is like a mobile school library, which visits schools usually for half a day, reading with the children, playing games, singing, doing activities, but most importantly, delivering books, materials and equipment that we find in our school classrooms every day. The project was set up by a British book publisher after he went on a trip to Zambia. He'd been shocked to see how desperately poor the people were and how few of them could read. Realizing how important reading and writing is for people to find work and to earn money, he decided he was going to help. The main problem he could see was that there were no books. By 2008, the Book Bus project had been set up and was delivering books to schools, working with teachers and volunteers, and setting up libraries in Zambia, all to help get more children reading. Today, over 100,000 children have access to books. They share their love of reading with their families, with their communities, offering so many people the chance to improve their lives. They can now keep up to date with what is happening in their country and the wider world, and also discover the pleasures of reading. Wherever we went, children shouted, waved, and ran alongside the bus. They couldn't wait to read. So next time you don't feel like doing your reading homework, think about those little children who would love to change places with you.
So I'm Alice, and I'm one of the participants that went with the Girlguiding Cymru group to the book bus in the summer of 2019. So it was a really amazing experience for me. So I just turned 18, so it was actually my last opportunity to go on international as a participant. So it was a perfect time, and I really enjoyed everything I did there. So we spent just over 2 weeks in Zambia, and each week we would go to a different school, and we would stay for just the morning, and we would arrange activities relating to books. So the theme of the summer was animals. So as you can see in this picture, that us and the children there are pretending to be frogs, because you've got to link to what's happened in the book. So we're doing lots of different animal noises and poses, and we're like hopping about, which is really fun. And we also organised lots of craft to do. So when we went, we took lots of craft resources with us, because that's what they don't have a lot of. So they all the children always enjoyed to bring in something home. So you can see that some kids here have made some really lovely tiger masks. They don't look like a traditional tiger, but that's fine. We always love a bit of colourful craft. We also went to libraries. So the book bus is set up community libraries where children who aren't always able to go to school are able to come and read. But the big difference you notice is that they have similar books that we have in school here, but they're so well loved that there's pages missing, but the children don't care because they're given the opportunity to read. So we'd spend one afternoon during the week going to the library, sitting down and just reading one-to-one with a child, which is something they don't get the opportunity to do. And then also all the younger children who weren't old enough to go to school yet used to come, and they'd have a really big story time and do lots of dancing and singing. And it was really nice to share songs that we do in our guide meetings and brownie meetings with the children there. So we have lots and lots of songs about animals. So we taught them some of the songs that we knew, and also they taught them some of the songs that they do. So me and Nia, someone who went on the trip with me, actually run a rainbow unit now, and we use some of the songs that we learned while we were in Zambia, and we use them to like open and close our meetings. So it was a really amazing experience going as a participant, because you got to meet all these different people from a country so different to yours, but also I got to meet people from all over Wales, and we spent 2 weeks together, which I never would have been able to do in this different environment. So I'm still good friends with them, and I think I would love the opportunity to go back as a leader and take girls as well to work with the book bus again, but also to give them the opportunities that I had to experience such an amazing thing on an international through Girlguiding Cymru.
First stage of that for this particular trip was at Welsh level, because we decided at Wales level that we wanted to send a group particularly to the book bus project. So we initiated it at Wales level, and then when we'd selected, we run Wales selections, and that's what Alice would have applied to. And then we recruited leaders with relevant expertise, and Anna, who's with us today, has expertise in the book sector and library sector and interests in that area.
I missed the first call for recruitment for the project because my daughter was getting married, and so we were full of wedding, and the night before the wedding, I saw that there was a call for leaders to go to Africa, where I've wanted to go for ages. And I've been trying to get there and had not managed. And I just looked at it and I said to my daughter, who I was camping with while everyone else was sleeping in a cottage, we were camping on the lawn. I said to her, you won't believe this. There's a call for leaders for Zambia. And she said, Mum, you must apply. So I quickly shot off an email to say, I'm interested, but I'm sorry, at the moment, I'm a bit busy. And then I was put in touch with Julie, who was the leader, to say, and she said, you know, she knew me, and she said that I'd been selected, and could I meet up with her, so to chat, which we did. And then we organized for all of us to meet together, and we met up on Mother's Day, I remember it well, in Brecon, and we had a sleepover the night before. And the lady came from the book bus project to tell us all about it and what was expected of us, or what they would like us to do, I should say. And we had a good old brainstorming session to work out what we thought we could do, how we could do it, what kind of things we needed to take, what strategy we needed to make sure we covered all the bases. And at the same time, we talked about fundraising, because it's quite an expensive trip to go on. So the girls, and all of us, needed to raise money for the trip, but also for the things we wanted to take with us, which I'm sure Alice will be able to tell you all about.
It came up through county that there was international selection going on. So I went to a county weekend. So we did international selection in Clwyd. And then I was told that they were happy for me to go and do it at Wales level. So I went to Bron for a weekend, and we did loads of different activities where you were constantly switching and changing between groups. So trying to assess like how you work with different people that you don't know and how you react in different situations. So I did that for a weekend. And then after that, you got an email to just say what trip you were going on. So you didn't know what trip you were going on. You don't really choose. They just kind of fit you to what they think would work best. So I was told that I was going to go to Zambia, which I was ecstatic with, because that's the trip I really wanted to go to. It's like lifelong ambition. I'm not very old, but lifelong ambition to go to Africa. So I was very pleased with that. And then we met up for our preparation weekend in Brecon, where Anna didn't mention, but she makes the best lasagna. So we were eating lasagna all weekend. We had it for breakfast because there was so much. We're a very small group, but she made lots of lasagna and chocolate cake and legendary lasagna. Anyway, so we do this prep weekend and we talk about fundraising and resources that we need to bring, uniform, if we want to match in uniform, which we got, and just everything that we needed to do. But then because I live in North Wales, I'm not really close to anybody else in the group. Next time I saw them was in Heathrow Airport, ready to get on a plane to go to Zambia. So it was a very rapid process, really. It was from finding out to going, it was less than a year to like get everything sorted. But yeah, so it's a great experience to go through selection anyway, because you meet so many new people. I remember the most, we were obviously in Zambia and we were staying in it was like a hotel area, but there was like individual rooms, and they had some, I wouldn't call them tame zebras, but anyway, 2 zebras also lived here, and the zebras could get a bit energetic, and there was scheduled power cuts in Zambia because they can't afford to buy electricity all the time, so they have 2 hours each day where the electricity turns off. And because the sun sets around 6 o'clock, it gets dark very quickly because we're so close to the equator. So when it goes dark, these zebras go a bit mad. And we were trying to walk from like our rooms to where we were going to eat tea. And the zebras, well, we were just walking along, as you do, chatting, and you could just hear the dudum, 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 as these zebras come sprinting across the thing. And then we all had different reactions. Becky decided that she was going to try and outrun the zebra. Off she goes. Me and Nia decide we're going to stand on a bench. Someone else like made a run for where the generator was, because they had the generator on because of power and because the zebra didn't like the noise, and we were just stranded. And then we just see Anna and Julie standing by the table laughing at us because we're having this reaction to two zebras charging at us. So that was the thing. I always remember it. And then these zebras, and they used to come if you were just sitting and doing all the prep for the school, and you had all the stuff, and they just like stick the head on the table just expecting food. But yeah, and then Bwalia, who was the person in charge of the book bus in Zambia, used to run behind them with her flip-flops, banging her flip-flops together to make the zebras run off. So that was the thing that you just can't forget, the sound of zebras charging at you.
That's brilliant. Can your memory beat that, Anna?
Well, not really, but not really. I mean, I've two marvelous things. One was in the morning getting on the book bus, and it was usually a bit misty and cold and chilly in the morning, and we'd all climb on. It wasn't an early start, but it felt early, didn't it, Alice? Because the day was just not breaking but beginning. And these girls, you can tell they're Welsh. From the moment they got on the bus, they started singing, and I don't sing, and there's a good reason for that. I mean, very early on, at school, I was told no, thank you, but they made me sing every day, all the way there and all the way back. I've never sung so much in my life. It was absolutely fabulous. I've learnt the words to loads of guide songs, which I've always whistled along to or hummed along to. So that was the one thing. And the other thing was Bwalia herself, who was our Zambian sort of contact. She was in charge of us. She was a young lady. And when we got there, she looked very efficient, didn't she, Alice? And, yes, and everything was perfect and so on. And that's how she worked. But as soon as we started singing, she sort of relaxed into it. And when we left, we went to the airport, and she started singing the song that we used to sing with the children in the middle of the airport. And we all had to join in the circle in the airport and sing this song. Oh dear, it was very emotional at that point.
Thank you, Jill, Alice and Anna, for sharing your experiences and knowledge about visiting Kusafiri. For more information about the Book Bus project, please visit their website. At 2 p.m, please come back to join us when we visit Pax Lodge. See you soon.